In this video, Troy talks about two key points to create effective leaders within companies. Troy serves as the business advisor at the CEO Advantage company, who trains CEOs and executive teams to help create smart and healthy organizations achieve great results. I had the pleasure of sitting through Troy's 5-hour seminar at the NDT MA conference, and it was so insightful that I requested Troy to condense his 5 hours into 5 minutes so I can share it with my community. Here it goes. I was looking at your blog online, the 100 words blog. So tell us something in 100 words.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have time to refine it down to 100 words, but so you want to capture now?
Yeah, we already started.
Okay.
So,
well, good. So in the management seminar yesterday, let me just kind of give a few-minute summary of that. We started with the basic premise that success in most, if not all, endeavors in life and business are well known, but few business leaders actually follow those disciplines. Few leaders will discipline themselves to follow those principles. Why is that? Well, as it turns out, changing behavior, individual behavior, is really hard. I mean, we're human. Even people with serious life-threatening diseases, undergone different types of heart surgeries, etc., a high percentage of them will not change their behavior after they have the surgery, after they find out about the disease. Their lifestyles don't change. It's much easier and much more comfortable to continue the practices that you've already been in, that you've already been doing. Well, it doesn't translate well into business because businesses are simply a collection of people. So if you want the organization to change, then the individuals have to be able to change. And specifically, the business leaders need to be the ones changing if they want people down in the organization changing. You can't expect people to do what the business leaders themselves aren't willing to do. They cast a shadow down into the organization. In the seminar yesterday, we reviewed two power concepts. These two concepts will leverage the other basic management disciplines. So power concept number one is the aligned leadership team. It really is the advantage of the CEO to have a strong, cohesive leadership team. Okay. And with that team, for them to be able to articulate the vision, the shared vision for the organization, and for them to align the resources around that vision. And so the stronger the leadership team, the more successful the CEO is likely to be. The weaker that team, the more challenging it will be for the CEO. So that's power concept number one. Power concept number two is the quarterly calibration discipline. And this is where you can think of this idea as if you were stringing together like a 4x100 meter relay race. You've got the full year race, and the leadership team in the organization need to string together 4 solid sprints, 90 days, one stacked on top of the other to finish that race for the year. So each quarter, that team should come together for a day, and they should identify kind of performance review on the last 90 days. Okay. Then they're going to look at the next 90 days and say, what priorities do we need to focus on? And it should only be a few. Okay. You can't do everything. So what few priorities? And every 90 days, we have the opportunity to look at our full year plan in light of what's happening out in the market around us, as well as what we know inside the organization and how well we've done against our plan so far. So if I'm 2 quarters in, 2 quarters to go in the year, what do I need to do? Okay, next 90 days, set up those priorities. Then it comes down to basic project management practices. You just drive that priority or those few priorities as if you were doing basic project management. Okay. You get champion, you identify milestones, you set up a resource plan, and you set up a meeting rhythm for that team of people working on that priority, and you just go knock them out. You repeat this every 90 days, and you're going to be amazed at how rapidly you sort of build momentum and make progress against your annual plan for the year. So you've chunked up the year, and you've also given yourself the opportunity to 4 times or 3 times during the year after you set the first quarter, you've then given yourself 3 more opportunities to gauge your progress against the plan and touch base with what's happening in the marketplace. The market can't get too far away from you. Those are the concepts that we talked about yesterday. they're not difficult to understand.
Right.
They're really tough to implement because, again, it comes back to changing behavior.
Right. You go. Execution is the key.
Execution is the key.
Awesome.
But you do have to spend the time thinking, and that's why you got to set aside the time, think, lay out the priority, and then go execute. Then come back, think, lay out the priority, execute.
Right.
And you have to sort of rinse and repeat every 90 days.
Yeah.
You just got to put yourself into that discipline.
Awesome. Where can people find you online?
Find us online at theceoadvantage.com.
Cool. So is it okay if I link your LinkedIn profile or
Absolutely.
something to the video description?
Yeah, my
Okay.
LinkedIn profile's out there.
Yep.
So you can.
I already
Find
sent you
you.
a connection request.
Okay, did you?
Well, it was a pleasure meeting you. Thanks for
Yeah, Pratik, nice
taking
to
out
meet
some
you.
time.
Yeah, and thanks for the work you're doing, Pratik, sort of getting out business principles and NDT knowledge and sort of exciting a younger demographic in the NDT industry. I think that's wonderful.
Awesome. Thank you.